talk about one of the world's best guitarists there. He seems to make the guitar talk. It's not just about, the sounds. It's like the guitar is talking to you. Anyway, it's 13 minutes gone past the hour of 9 o'clock. It's time for us to switch conversations to a more localized tenor rather. It is all about Port Harcourt, at least for the first 2 hours. And then, as always, by 11 o'clock, we have a big conversation that, we can get all our brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties from all over to join in. So, my name is Jude Omamekpe. Now, before we start, right, there's almost nothing that seems to be, what is forbidden in your area in terms of food is obviously, kosher in somewhere else. And, one of the most brilliant things about the human brain and the human mind is its ability to not just bend, to be flexible, to adapt, to try new things. Some of the harshest conditions known to man still have people resident in that area. For example, I know most Nigerians probably will never, ever visit either the North or the South Pole. But let's look at the North Pole in particular, where you have individuals, who build houses called igloos. Have you ever heard of small little, they look like huts made of ice? And for centuries, these people have been living within the most intense, harshest, driest, at the same time, coldest and driest parts of Earth at the same time. And it's pretty cold. They always have their dogs and whatnot. But the point here is, wherever man has decided that I want to make a living of it, they will find a way to adapt to that particular environment. And one of the ways that they do that is to think, wait for it, outside the box. Hopefully, we'll find that here today on Hello Port Harcourt. So let's get straight to it now, shall we? Now, we start off this morning taking our own stab, taking our own stab at this wage issue. For the past 2 weeks now, fortnight now, Nigerians have been, as it were, glued to their television sets, their radios, and their newspapers, talking about the print and also online, to find out the latest as regarding the NLC strike. Now, recently, a former presidential aide, Donye Okupe, has faulted the National Minimum Wage Act, which mandates governors of all the Nigerian 36 states to pay a uniform minimum wage to the workers in their various states. Now, speaking on an interview on Channels Television, Mr. Okupe said all governors should be allowed to decide their own amount that they can pay. Now, you see that line already has become fractious. People say, no, why? No, they should pay. But there is some logic to this. Now, listen to this. Now, as far back, maybe as recently as 2 decades ago, a cousin of mine was sent to Jos, right? Plateau, right? I think it was Plateau South. Can't remember that. But anyway, he got to Jos, spent like a week, then went to his primary place of assignment. And back then, the villagers used to wake up every morning, during the harvest season, right? Almost every morning, this cousin of mine would wake up to sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, and yams at the door. They might not give you like basket, but at least one tuber, maybe a small basket, a small nylon bag. You have like maybe 8 or 10 potatoes, just enough for him to eat for like a week. He never knew who was bringing these meals to him, or these produce rather, to him every day, every week rather. But then his, in quote, alawe was just enough, combined with the food that they were giving him, right, to stay in that part of Plateau State comfortably. Now, his counterparts who were being given the same amount of money here in Port Harcourt and in Lagos and in Abuja and in Benin were not as fortunate as this cousin of mine. Now, hold on to that story and let's come back to present day Nigeria. Now, would you say that somebody who earns 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira or 200,000 naira in Port Harcourt, right, in River State, all right, is going to have a better lifestyle than somebody who's earning 200,000, the same as he is, right, or 100,000 naira in Sokoto State or in Borno or wait for this one, in Taraba State? Who do you think is going to have a better quality of living? 200,000, 100,000 naira in Port Harcourt versus 100,000, 200,000 naira in these states. Now, if that's the case, is it then fair to have, in quote, a minimum wage or a wage bill, right? That is uniform across board? Now, come home, Port Harcourt people, and these are my questions for you. What would you consider a decent wage in Port Harcourt? What would you consider as a decent wage for your storekeeper, for your sales girl, for your sales boy, or for your delivery man who runs your bike business? What is a decent wage for a doctor in Port Harcourt? What is a decent wage for an anesthesiologist in Port Harcourt? A decent wage, for an engineer? What's the decent wage? What would you think is decent wage for any group here in Port Harcourt right now? Number two, in a bid to offset these, in quotes, economical issues, right? Should the taxes that people pay be varied based on their location? So if you live in Lagos, for example, should you pay more taxes than somebody who's living in Port Harcourt? Instead of, they're cross board, when your salary comes, they collect the same amount, whether it's 7.5 or 10%, they collect it, everybody goes to sleep. 3, when we talk about average pay, should it be same or can it be varied? Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
017-923-0002, 017-923-0007, 08179230002, 08179230007. At Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you will find us on Facebook and on X, right? Facebook and on X is where you find us on those platforms with that handle at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH. All right. Do you get the questions? Good. Let's get to have you join us. Now, WhatsApp is 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. We'll start off with Promise, who is in Gokana, and we'll get to Okonkwo, is in Rumbokuta. Promise, let's hear you quickly.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Promise.
Your first question is talking about the pay that should be commensurate with workers in Port Harcourt.
Yes, right? What do you think Port Harcourt people should be earning?
Yeah, I think looking at pay has to do with responsibility. And you will agree with me that responsibility differs in every sector of life. But I think your question 3 would have been able to answer your question 1, which is the least amount of money that someone should be able to get from the work you do. So looking at today's society and the economy, I think we should be able to pay a minimum of, let's say you have a house girl, like you said, or maybe a driver and all that. Now, there are some work that come with the condition.
Promise, Okonkwo is waiting. Just give me a figure so I can get to Okonkwo, please.
Okay, let's say, like a driver should not earn minimum at least 50,000 naira.
In Port Harcourt, 50,000 naira.
In Port Harcourt.
Okay, for driver.
Minimum.
Okay. Who else? Who else? How much do you think a cleaner should earn?
Like a cleaner should not earn a minimum of 40,000.
Okay. Okonkwo, oh dear. Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, please.
Average minimum wage should be 135,000 naira monthly.
For everybody. For
everybody.
But you know, ideally. Yes. But it sounds.
There are indices you use in calculating minimum wage.
Fine.
Let us talk like educated people, and not because of we have some corrupt people doing corrupt things. How much is a plate of food? In average restaurant, a plate of food is about 1.5.
Zion,
And you eat for 3 times.
I agree.
Is it not so a day?
But you see, let's juxtapose this to what our cousins pay in Ghana and in Dubai. Not looking at their value now, but you don't expect a driver who risks his life every day to carry you from point A to point B to earn the same as a janitor who mops your floor. They pay them decently, but they cannot be the exempt.
Looking at the minimum is the smallest worker. The minimum is the low cadet, which is grade level 1, 001. This is what we are talking about. The standard of living. How much is our exchange rate?
For Port Harcourt? No. See, Zion, like I said, we're particularizing.
We are talking Port Harcourt.
Yes, Port Harcourt. Yes.
Talking about Lagos or Abuja?
Leave those
Port
people.
Harcourt,
They don't follow. Yeah.
Port Harcourt, 135,000 naira.
That's what you think.
Cleaner. That is the only way the person can. Is it because of people there is no job? People are grudging. A lot of cleaners in your company are using half for do now. No one they manages 10,000. Half for do now. Super. We are talking about the minimum wage where somebody can live like a human being and not like a cockroach or an ant. People are working as elephants and eating like ants. This is I don't know. The supermarket girl, how much are they paying them? 15,000. I'm telling you.
Wow,
10,000. One of the girls that is working with us now, she said that when she was working before, they are paying her 8,000 naira. And today we are paying them across 25,000 in my office. Sorry, in my private business. So if you are giving a standard living where they can live like human beings, they will not steal from you, they will not alterate figure, they will not pocket your money or steal your things. 135. How much is one room?
Okay, all right, let's go on the break.
Insurance SH
Port Harcourt. It's partly cloudy this morning. We have temperatures of between 25 to 27 degrees at the moment. There is a slight chance of rainfall from about 10:30 till 12 p.m. today. Well, that's what the app in front of me is telling me. As always, we like to give you the updates as they come through. So you may want to take an umbrella with you as you step out. Now, if you are out already, you're in your taxi or you're in your own vehicle or you are at the petrol station filling up that precious car of yours with gasoline and you're listening, and we have this question for you. How much is in your back pocket? It is a figurative speech. I have to clarify. What I am asking is, how much do you have spare wherever you keep your money, whether it's in your wallet, it's in your card, whatever it is. Now, the reason why we're asking is this. People are saying that no, one wage, one amount should not be given to all areas in the country. Whether you are for or against, that's a totally different, kettle of fish. But let's come to us here in Port Harcourt. The peculiarities that make Port Harcourt much more unique and different from Lagos, from Benin, from Taraba, from Sokoto, from Borno, and even Plateau State, all right? We'll need to ask ourselves, ideally, what do you expect people to earn based on the factors that are prevalent here in River State? That's my question for you. And then we'll talk about taxation as well. Once again, because we are different from those people who are in Edo State, for example, who are in Ondo, or who are in Kwara, should they all be levied the same amount? Should all of us now still pay the 7 or 8% tax for income or whatnot? Should everybody be collecting 250 naira as area boy money, both here in Lagos? All these things, come into play as you do your business daily here in Port Harcourt. Do you think so?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
We have a gentleman on the line, Braid, speaking to us from Borokri. Braid, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Eshim.
Jude.
Sorry, I'm
Hey, good morning.
I'm Jude. Good morning. Yes, Jude. I think for me, it would be better. The minimum wage should be at least, let them make it a living wage, at least as from 250,000.
We're talking about only Port Harcourt. Forget about what do you expect a Port Harcourt person with all the challenges that people experience, but what do you expect them to make? What would you like, rather, to see them earn in Port Harcourt? That's the question. We're not talking about minimum wage. No. We're talking about us here.
Yes, I would like us to really, we should go into agriculture first of all. Sometime in the 80s, where we have the garden in our backyard. Yes, if we should have the garden, and the government should also make this market affordable, and also the assembly members, the commissioners, the governor should also ensure that they reduce their salaries to the wages of the ordinary man. Yes, if their wages will also come down to the ordinary man, and all of us go to the same market, I think we should be able to know how we fend for ourselves. Now, if I should be able to work out 20 naira in the day as per my hustle, and I should be able to spend 15 naira, I should be able to save 5 naira for my house rent. At the end of the month, I may have about 600 naira, which I will spend about 400 naira. And also 20 naira will be kept, about 200 naira will be kept for my house rent, because I'm also calculating that at the end of the year I'm going to pay house rent.
Fair enough.
And one thing that I will not keep the money for is medical. But when it happens, I think I should be able to solve it with the little money that I will also have. So I'm looking at the end of the month, I should be able to spend not less than 300,000.
Okay.
At the minimum way to spend.
So Brain, where will this money come from?
Yes, the money will come in for my day-to-day hustling.
And you think you think you can do jobs that can bring you 300,000 a month?
Yes, there are some that can do. There are some that cannot get to that point. Like me, I'm a graphic operator. If I can also that at the end of the month, I think I can be able to spend less than that.
Now you say you're a graphics person. Do you have people who work for you?
Yes, very well. I have up to 7 staff.
Would you be bold enough to tell us how much you pay them on average every month right now?
On average, the least person I paid is 45,000.
45,000. Good. Now, would you be willing to raise their salaries, let's say by the end of this year, to 100,000 naira? That least person that you're paying 45,000 naira.
Yes, even right now, I have already made a new budget because of the cost of living. Because the new basha that I am preparing, I think the least staff will go home with 55,000.
With 55?
65.
65. Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. Brain, thank you very much. So Brain is looking at getting the least member of his staff, on his employee, 65,000 naira. Whatever that is. All right? Whatever that is, 65,000 naira. So let's use that as a benchmark. Okay? That's for you in Port Harcourt. Now, we had a caller who said that there are some people in this Port Harcourt, right, who go about their businesses. They work for one supermarket. They are the sales boys, they are the sales girls. Some of them take 10,000 naira. This is like the third time I've heard that in the past month or two, and I am shocked. I'm shocked because I totally understand what 10,000 naira cannot do these days. But it's not a Nigerian thing as well, because if we were to, like I said, look at our cousins who are in other places, they're also complaining about the same thing. I mentioned it last week that there are several groups, even in the UK, who are still looking for a way to get more money. But where would this money come from? You want your guy to pay the staff members 60,000 naira, but how much business is your guy able to do? Moses is in Sagbama. Moses, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Concerning this, I believe the topic is based on the minimum wage issue.
Yeah, you could say so.
Huh?
Yes, you could say so. We're particularizing it. We're asking how much should people in Port Harcourt or in Bayelsa, how much do you think Yenegua people should be making as their salary in whatever sphere? How much do you think is fair for them?
Okay. See, for me, no particular amount we kind of agreed on, whether it's 65, 200 and something, even half a million, we bring a solution to the problem we are already facing now. That's my own take. Because why I say so is that, look, ever since that this minimum wage of a thing is being addressed, things continue to go worse. Yeah, they talk one thing, I say nobody will live for the airport. Even their strikes at the airports as common man. And again, if you talk, say they increase their salary, that man where they go, like me now, they go farm, I'll go plant cassava.
Mm-hmm.
Not be that day the cassava go come germinate. It takes years. Some it is short, patapata na month.
Mm-hmm. I know, like 7 months these days, 7-8 months for some good ones to mature.
Thank you. Now that man will be our representative, as our senators and all the rest, they on top, with the lawmakers. A day they are sitting, they get a month where they make. Now I make the labor that they say, if senators see they get also a month, why not increase our own? Now they will come tell me say after they don't increase their own, me way to say if I go work 24 hours, I dey farm, they work. You not sure say something I go carry something or food come out. So now you go come say after I don't wait for months process garri, I come sell my garri. Whereas you at the end of the month, in the end, waiting and nothing end in a year. So think about it. No amount, as I said earlier, can be fixed to solve the problem of Nigeria or this economy that we are facing right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, I like the way he broke it down. You know, looking at the cost of farming, how long it takes, and all of that. It is true. You know, man's wants are insatiable. There's no amount. You pay somebody 100,000 naira today, tell you, no, give me 200,000 naira. But let's get back to the first, and most likely the most important question: where is the money going to come from? Where? Now, please. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that those businessmen, and we do know that there's very shady businessmen and women in this city who abuse their staff, who basically use them for slavery. That's the truth. Somebody's working for you Monday to Monday, no off days, and you only give the person 15,000, 20,000 naira. You don't even, if the person is sick, you don't even provide health care. We know that some of you are listeners, you are wicked like that. We know. We've heard of you. But if they're going to increase their pay, where's the money going to come from? Court is in Uniport. Court, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, Jude, there's a question you're asking some of our callers if we pay high rate of minimum wage, like somebody who is paying 45,000 and pays 50,000. You're asking where the money will come from, and nobody chooses to answer that question. Because if I should employ people and pay them high minimum wage that I was not paying before, the money will come out from whoever that patronize that business I do. My service will increase. My product will increase, which means we are going to expect another high inflation. Even if they pay 200,000, that 200,000 will still be as if they pay 30,000. That is the thing the people will not have no understanding at this point in time. Until when it will come, everybody eyes will open. Because you cannot expect me to do the same stuff, to render the same service to you and collect cheaper money where I'm paying people high price, high money that I was not paying before. So let us expect another high increase in high inflation.
Okay, so let me ask you now. So what would you, like I said, earlier on, if somebody's earning 100,000 naira in Port Harcourt, right? His lifestyle may be different if he was earning 100,000 naira, let's say in Taraba, or he was earning the same 100,000 in Uyo, just Uyo here. Maybe he may buy more things. So as a Rivers person, as a Port Harcourt person, you're calling us from Uniport. How much do you think, somebody, who's working should earn? How much?
Your question is true because high cost of living is not the same at all the states. Unlike Aba, high cost of living is cheaper there. When you rent a first container at Aba, you know how much they rent. And when you rent in Port Harcourt, you know how much it is. So you cannot compare. Actually, if you think like that, then Port Harcourt to be at least pay up to 150,000 as a minimum wage. But if you go also cost inflation, that is the point. Everybody should bear it in mind. Because the whole city are not, you can see where they are renting house here. Shop rent here is about 320,000. A shop which is not up to 12 by 12. But at Aba, you can rent it at least 100 and something. Then great people can also be there and do their business, and life goes on. So that's the thing. Thank you.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. Let's get to Facebook now and X at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. You find on that platform. All right, we'll go back to things shortly. This one reads, Tari Priya says, River State 7 minimum should be less than 150,000. House rent, 48, food, 6 liquor, 10, utilities, 10. Okay. My 3, good morning. Oh, there, drop call scenario. Do bear with us, please. Okay. OT says engineers, doctors, lecturers, and their likes should collect 2.5 million naira. Others 750k. Let us start from there. Really? Whoa, hold on. I have nothing against the lecturers and no, but so. Okay, wait. Just hold on. 90.3. Good morning, please. Hello.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
How are you today, Jude?
Very well. Welcome.
Good. Jude, you see the situation in this country can only be better if we take our hands off from greediness. Imagine what Ghana is doing. Imagine the weight of the currency today, and every other country within us, like our brother country or sister country. Cameroon is there, all of them is there, they are all doing better. What does it take for the House of Assembly and all these politicians to say, okay, our persons can stop him here, see what we do, we've taken too much, let's cut down this minimum, this our own money we collect in every season. Imagine what Ghana is doing. If your greed continues, my brother, you're putting pressure on persons here to go crazy. Imagine how much is transport. A self-contained Port Harcourt here at a George is getting to 300,000 in a mini corner. If you say you want standard, it's 450. Person paying for what is his job? How can you survive on a business and somebody is living in a batch and is even paying 1,000 or 70,000? Just if you have a shop and you employ somebody living in a batch, you will run loss.
So you're saying that even people like that cannot even afford to have decent employees.
Jude, how much is the plate of canteen food? Gari and egusi, 800 naira. The person you're paying 10,000 naira. What would he eat if he comes back today? If it's not going to be from your shop, if you don't provide lunch or a day meal for him, what do you want that person to do? Do you want that person to sleep at night or to stay awake? What is all these politicians putting with people? You don't care about your people. Look at Ghana is probably happy than you today.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's get back to the original question as a Rivers person, somebody who's living in maybe you're staying in Port Harcourt or you're in LMA or you're in how much do you think somebody should earn? Whether
200K
for everybody, won't that? Have you not heard of inflation? That lead to hyperinflation, like we're experiencing. If everybody has 200K, who's going to go and bring Gary to come and sell for you? Nobody.
True. The problem is our leaders.
Let's agree. Let's agree. But what should then be the amount that can keep somebody in Port Harcourt?
Man, my mind go up to
all right. So hustle tight. Fair enough. Ezekiel says, with the high cost of things in River State and the money that the Nigerian police will collect, our minimum wage should be 400,000. Look, let me say this. I am no economist, okay? But from what I've had people explain and read out to me, I think there is a general misconception, all right, in this space as it regards, what people should earn, minimum wage, all those kind of things. I'm not even talking about minimum wage, right? But here it is. If you have a lot more money chasing the same amount of goods, invariably you're going to have, inflation, invariably. Nothing, it's a consequence. Because if I have 10 phones and 10 people come, and each of these 10 people can pay me 25,000 naira each, I know they want those phones. I'll just go, well, you know what, why don't you just, if you really want this phone, give me 40,000 naira. Amongst themselves, now people now say, do I have extra 20? The person who has extra 20, that brings it, and I'll sell it to him. Other people now see, that guy bought it at 40,000. Let me go and look for my own. Guess what? That's inflation. But no, I'm not here to tell you that I have the answer to the inflation problem. But the thing is, the cost of living in River State has to be, is definitely different from that of Uyo, from that of Imo, Owerri, Onisha. I'm very sure it's miles different from Meduguri. It's miles different from Jalingo or Kuje. So the point here is, if you are saying that everybody should get 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it is it going to translate to an equal or a comparable standard of living? Is it? So once again, as a Port Harcourt person, we have just about 4 minutes. Wrap this up. As a Port Harcourt person, what do you think the Port Harcourt worker should earn? Whether he's a medical doctor, a teacher, he is your sales rep, the person is your delivery man or woman. We're talking about jobs that need to get their pay either weekly, monthly, or even daily. How much do you think is fair? That's all I'm asking. And then, in a bid to help those people, should the taxes, talking about your income tax, should they also come down? Or they should be the same across board? You are living in Lagos, your tax is 10%. Somebody is in Kaduna, should they still collect 10% from that person who's in Kaduna, who's maybe earning the same as you or maybe less? I don't know. It's a very convoluted scenario that Nigerians are in at the moment. 08179230002, 08179230007, 08179230002, 08179230007. All right. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right. Thank you very much. Let's get to read your messages. Melvin here says, good morning. For someone who's in Port Harcourt, obviously, I think it's based on the expertise and the level that the person has. People who are pretty good professionals obviously will make more money because they will demand more for the level of professionalism that they bring. But I think what is decent is whatever anybody can use to at least get to home and their office and then have change. So if it takes about 20,000 naira as transport every month, that means his boss should be able to pay him at least 40 or 50,000 naira. That's my take, Melvin. It's not a bad suggestion. If you're fair for transport and interesting, that's just transportation to and fro work. You have to go and hang out with the boys or the girls once in a while now. You'll go market. That money is also, captured or should be captured. Once in a while, you go and see your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or whatever age, your aunties or uncles. Once in a while, you go to Port Harcourt Pleasure Park. Once in a while. Right? So it's not a bad suggestion for Melvin. Maybe if it's calculated, maybe say, okay, 20,000 naira for a transport. So if that's for transport alone, the person should be able to pay you maybe twice that so that, you can have money for other things. Sounds like a good deal. Yet, I'm still asking where will the money come from? Where? That's the big one. Where will the money come from? Well, We'll take a break now. We have adverts coming up shortly, and then after that, we have the news. Then there's a big thing on my chest. Ooh, this one. By 10 o'clock, we'll talk about it. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Information